Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy, the Ninja King, and today we're doing what if Issei had Archer's power. So let's not waste any more time, and I hope people actually like the script for part 2. Let's not waste any more time and get on with the intro. As Issei was walking around the place, as he was in school, it was almost departure time. As he grabbed his bag and started to leave, as it was almost there, someone would call him. Ah, it's you guys. Huh. Archie would answer, looking at the Kendo Club members. Yep, we kind of need your help. Archie's Issei would then say, again? Can you guys not fix it yourself? Immediately, all of them would have a face. Fine. Archie would then decide to go. As he walks up near then, go to the Kendo Club. The Kendo Club was really big and wide for, obvious reason, Kendo training. Issei / Archie would look around before finding the place. And there it is. Alright. Issei / Archie would not strode before checking the machine. Trace on. Immediately, green like lights would then surround his body or / his arm before going into it. Structural analysis. Structural foundation. Structural formation. As Archie would then go through it before finding it. Found it. Immediately pulling it out, Archie would unscrew everything before taking out the part that was the problem. Hey, I kind of need to buy another part. Wait, we actually have that. One of the other members would then say before bringing Archie / Issei one of the spare parts. Thanks. Immediately would start to fix everything, as immediately he then puts it back. Well, wow. And that's the school janitor. Unofficial. Really? Archie would then say, before thinks to himself that Vin would definitely laugh if she found out that his name of the school janitor kind of carried around worlds. Yeah, thanks. Bye. Immediately then leave before he hears whistling from the bushes. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Not them again. He's just like sigh before, removing the bushes. Seeing the two people he really didn't want to see. The perverted duo of Kuo High or Kuo Academy. Mitsura and Marahama. Seriously, you guys are now second years. You guys should at least learn some bit. Oh, easy for you to say. You say, you have a harem. What? Immediately Archie's mind went into a blank. This is cyber harem. Immediately feeling embarrassed on the fact that they're technically kind of right. In his past life he did. Heck, Saber, Rin, Sakura, even some cases Luvia and Ryder. Heck, even in one of the timelines, Tiger was in his harem, which made him even more embarrassed. Hearing the fact that they just called him that, basically just irks him wrong way. Enough, Archer would then say, kicking one of their faces before slamming it down. Immediately the candle come out before saying them. Yeah, I wasn't gonna let them go running, but now you girls can do whatever you want with them. Alright, it's just someone. All the girls would then say, please stop calling me that. Archer would then say, walking out school door. Immediately, as he does, he would then see someone. A blonde boy wearing the same school academy uniform as him, with yellow eyes, having somewhat of a pretty face. Archie would roll his eyes looking at him before walking past him. Hey, you just gonna ignore me there? What do you want, Kiba? Kiba, also known as the Prince of Kuo Academy, named by the girls, nonetheless. Archie could care less about whatever situation he's getting himself into. He needs to return home anyways. So, I was wondering something. Miss President wanted to meet you. Miss President? You mean the president of the Occult Research Club? Archie would then say, not wanting to really deal with the Occult Research Club. He really didn't want to deal with that synopsis. Again, I've told her once and I've told her again, I'm not interested, so just leave me alone. Archer would then say, walking away, kind of shocking everyone there who heard it. Stubborn as always. Still, I wonder what his deal is. As then Kiba also starts to walk away. But not both of them, with only Kiba realizing that they were being spied on. Meanwhile, Ria's Grimory, who was watching all this with a smile. Well, it looks like you're still playing hard to get. How quite interesting. Ria's Grimory would then say, looking at the mirror. Still, the amount of power he radiates is abnormally high, but he's still kind of very powerful at the same time. Arthur then sighs, starting to walk back to his home. As he does, he would decide to go and sit down for a bit near the bench. Filling out a drink that he took on his way from a vending machine, he opens the can before drinking it. Ugh. God, I knew I should have picked a better one, he would then say before completely gulping it down, before he sees someone walking up to him. Arthur would then see it was a raven-haired girl with black eyes. She was not wearing the typical Core Academy uniform. Heck, Archie is not even sure what school she goes to, but she was approaching him like she wanted something. Archie would look at her blinking. One of the things he could definitely sense was that she's not human. One of the things coming into this world, maybe a gift from the overseer, was the fact that he can discern energy. So he can discern between what is human and what is not. Archie would then look at her very confused. Can I help you? He says, Archer would then say. Yes. You're Issei, right? Archer would nod his head. Well, you see, I wanted to ask is, play your heart with me? The girl would then say, kind of shocking Archer. Wait, what? What? Immediately Archer's brain would just crash for a bit. For 5 seconds before he gets back to it. I'm sorry. Could you like to explain? What is your name? Oh, sorry. Sorry for that. My name is Rainer. Nice to meet you. Yes, I know that could be the fake name, but I don't technically remember the fake name, and I'm too lazy to write that in the script. So just know that she basically says what her fake name is. Archer takes it with a grain of salt, knowing that if she's not human, that's a chance of not. Alright? For what reason? Immediately this would cause a tick mark on her before she calms down. Well, I've seen you around the place working out, helping out people without any casualty problems. She would then say without having a small chuckle. Artless Zero remembers all the time his people from the kindness of his heart. Even though those emotions of him have died a long time ago, it started to come back. After all, with a second chance of life and a freedom from the counterforce itself kind of made it a little bit better. So Archer doesn't mind it one bit. Yeah, sure. Why not? Archer would then say with the girl Raina saying, oh, thank you. Is tomorrow okay? Sure. Archer would then say, walking away, as the girl would also walk away. Before that, they exchanged phone numbers as they walked away. Archer would then start to go before he can always sense it. She was not human. Plus, she was lying. I need to keep an eye on her properly. Probably as my other persona. As Archer, after arriving home, he cooks food for his family as his family start to eat. Seriously, Zero? You're one hell of a cook, his dad would then say. Yeah, thanks, Dad. Well, he learned from the best, Zero's mom would then say. As yes, honey, he did. As after Archer managed to finish the food, they all would just eat, and then all of them would try to go to sleep, while Archer finishing his daily work before donning his mask and his cape, hiding his true identity from everyone else. Archer doesn't know who is spying at him, but he doesn't want anyone to see his face. Opening the window before jumping out before closing it. As he jumps around, he goes around playing monsters and other stuff like that, using all of his techniques that he has learned, from his archery skills to his noble phantasms which he will never use. He normally uses his twin dagger, Kanso and Bakia, to slice down, and in many cases he doesn't even have to rely on the bigger weapons, like Caliber, Gable, or many of the other ones that he has. In some cases he does need to bring out other swords, but those are just normal swords that he has created over a dozen times. But in general, Kinso and Bagia become so familiar to him that basically becomes a staple, mostly because of how the swords work. Kinso and Bagia were created by a swordsmith who was given 3 years to create the swords in 3 days, which he was unable to. The swordsman only managed to create the sword in 3 days, after sacrifice of his wife, who sacrificed herself to keep the fire going. Let's see if it's any good. He made 2 blades, artistic looking blades without any purpose at all. They were truly a fake, you can say in general. A fake blades. So, after crafting that for the king, he gave one of them to the king and kept one for himself. After 3 years of, after all, completeness, the king marveled at the craftsmanship and the steadiness of the blade, thus he kept it. This could have been the end, but once the king found out that there was another one, a white one, he immediately angered and killed the man, not allowing his teachings to go away, immediately taking in the swords. This what had the names Kinso and Bakia for the male and female sides. It was truly an immeasurable scene for the man indeed. After all, the swords were always great and powerful. Kinso and Bakia, black and white, yin and yang. Swords that are meant to complement each other with much power and ferocity. These have become Archer's signature blades after God knows how much. That and his signature bow. A bow made from a futuristic material that will not be found easily. Something Gaius and Alaya had given to him. After all, becoming a counter guardian or, in some cases for Gaia, if he ever made it a deal, a grand servant. Archer actually wondered if he's in the list of grand servants, future grand servants to become. After all, Archer can be summoned as all the classes, if he was given enough time, that is. To his life in the Middle East, his skin had also changed with his, and after the deal with Gaia and Alaya, his hair perfectly became white. So, that's to say that his life was a living hell, kind of. But now that he's free, he's doing his job even more. As Archer shoots his bows, taking down another monster. This one would be a Minotaur. The Minotaur charges to him before Archer slices his hand up. Seriously, you're not like Astorios. The Minotaur would charge before Archer had done. Seriously, I'm pretty sure your ally wouldn't even like you either. Archer, remembering the Minotaur from the Berserker's Minotaur servant from Chaldea, and his Archer servant Yorali, Medusa's sister. That's easy enough. Archer would then say, "Still, I have work to do." As Archer would slowly start to move around at night, slicing down as many monsters that threaten his town as possible, decides to call it in for the night before he hears a scream. "What the?" Archer would then say before immediately jumping 5 feet into the air before arriving down, as he sees something. It was someone almost familiar to him, but it wasn't. He didn't know who this was or who even this person is. Just a face of helplessness. Now this entire situation made Archer remember something. Deepest in his memories, the caverns of his ones that he wants to forget. He remembers a certain face. "Sakura," he says in a whispered tone, as he sees this girl being cornered by 3 men. Lust covers their eyes as Archer can already guess what was going to happen to her. "No," Archer would then say, immediately summoning his sword Kinsu and Bakia before usually cutting off the head of one of the men. The girl would be horrified seeing this, as Archer with swift motions would cut off the others. Archer didn't need to be this brutal. He could have just cut off the tendons of the legs and that would have happened of the Hercules' heel and made them fall. But hey, he was a fission, and this was the first time Archer realized it. Blood covered his sword that was not a monster's with his mask. He was numb to all of this. After all, he had killed so many innocents' lives when he was a counter guardian, to the point where it didn't even matter. These people, they didn't deserve becoming his swords in his reality marvel. No, they didn't at all. Archer would look at the girl who was backing away. Archer would then say, "Are you okay?" The girl would immediately run away. Archer would then say, "Still, I guess I can't lie to myself. Helping out people is what I wanted." Archer would look at the disgusted face at them for jumping away. Archer would sit down in a rooftop before removing his mask and hood. Seriously, I have never been so harsh on someone before. Archer would look at his body. Is it because of this body? Archer would remember when he came into this body, it was not just his soul, but another one. His soul absorbed that one. Even what should have normally been a fusion was more of a larger power absorbing a smaller power, removing that entity in general. That's what Archer thought. But in general, it was more like it's still fused, but in a smaller core. Archer has the sometime pervertedness, but you can chalk it up to him being a teenage boy. He doesn't know that it's basically the soul of Issei is still in there, but it's completely destroyed. A little bit parts are still left there, but some are still there. Archer gets up before stretching, before putting his hood and mask back on. Anyways, I think I should call it a night. As Archer jumps forward and back to his own house, removing the mask. Meanwhile, in the core academy, 2 people were discussing. These would be Ria's Gimmery, a red-haired young devil, and next to her would be Sona Satori, a black-haired demon with green emerald eyes, wearing the same uniform as they look through a crystal ball. Still, the fact Huh. He's doing it again. How long has he been doing it? 6 months. Pretty interesting. He's been doing this for almost a whole year. That's correct. He started from last year and he's still doing this job. For what reason? From what he does, like those swords he creates, Sona would then say, he feels like he's a maze. Do you think it's our siblings? No. If my brother wanted to help me, he would have already told me that he sent a maze to help us. Plus, our situation with the Fallens have not become dire enough for us to need a maze. That's correct. But the identity of him is what curiosity me. Every time we try to look at his identity, it just distorts. Rias would then say, yes. And start moving the crystal off, trying to look at his face, but static and lines would start to come up. Do you think he has a bounded feel around him? I doubt it. But seriously, what is that magic of his? Well, until we can find him out. How about this? Tomorrow, we try and figure out who he is. Sure, why not? Rias would then say, as the next day would arrive with Archer once again going back to his class. But this time him being called for the student council. Archer would look at the... Seriously, you guys really need to fix this heater, don't you? Yep, sorry about that, Sona would then say, as Archer starts to fix the heater. Once again, doing everything he can, as he just fixes it. Well, that's easy enough. Immediately Archer's nose would immediately pick up a small smell. A sweet fragrant. Chills would then go down his body. He has smelled this before. Ryder and many other female Chaldean members, including that one and only person that had his altar version scared to the living crap, Kiara. Something tells him that getting close to her will have his soul be taken. Yeah, I gotta go now, Miss Sona, Issei would then say as he starts to run. Oh, why? Immediately he starts to run before Rias and Konako then comes in front of him. Shit! Archer would then say before jumping up, immediately dodging it. Bye, Sona! Bye Konako! Immediately running in high speed, confusing the rest of them. What just happened? Rias would then ask. Well, the usual. He ran. Again. Oh, come on, why does he always run? Konako would then charm him. He told me apparently being around you makes him feel like his soul is gonna be taken. Sona, laughing at that, would then say, he could be a little bit correct. Hey, we don't do that anymore. Yeah, I know, but still, I gotta admit it. He has some sort of sixth sense. Mias wouldn't say, Sona, did you feel it? Yes, I know, magic. As he goes to the heater that Archer's fixed, immediately pressing his arm before feeling the heat/magical energy flowing through the heater. Yep, I can sense it. It's going around here. So do you think he's the mask? No, I refuse to believe he's the mask. After all, we don't know anything about him. Well, the mask does have brown hair. Similar hair color doesn't mean anything, Rias. Yes, I know, but still. It is something else to think about, isn't it? Yeah, it is, I guess. Sona would then say. Meanwhile, at a different place, Archer would immediately... Whew, that was a close one. Archer doesn't know how to feel about that. Still, why is he imitating that scent? God, my brain it's not working properly, is it? Archer would then say, shaking his head, feeling the headache coming on. God. Well, can't keep Yuma waiting. Anyways. Yes, I looked it up and then wrote in the script by this point. Yeah, I know. Ironic. I know. As Archer would then start to walk away. After walking for a few minutes, Archer would arrive at the date destination, where he got a flyer. The date started as normal, even though it was kind of weird with a weird cosplayer giving him a weird flyer. But after that, he took Reina into many places and even gave her a small little crow. So, as the date ended, they all would arrive in the cannon fountain of DXD. So, what do you think, Reina? Reina would then say, this date was pretty fun, Archer. Archer? No problem. Also, whenever anyone says Archer, just know that they're trying to sing Issei. Yeah. Archer wouldn't have a smile. Yeah, thanks for that. Now, I have something to ask you. What do you do? Oh, sure, tell me. Immediately, Reina wouldn't get close to Archer before whispering to him, will you die for me? Immediately, Archer would then say, knew it, huh? You were tricking me, weren't you? As Reina would then reveal herself. Wait, what the... Archer wouldn't say, immediately pulling out his two swords. Rainer recognizing this. Wait, don't tell me before kicking her away to bunch of the trees. Archer wouldn't grab her by the hair. Alright? Speak. Oh, Seth may have knocked her out. Archer wouldn't say, realizing that he may have put way too much power into that kick. As he then decides to take her somewhere. He takes her to a warehouse. This warehouse was personally made by him, so it's kind of indestructible in the first place. As Archer was now sitting down, he was now looking at Rainer. Now, what do I do with you? Anyways, I'm gonna end these things here. If you guys like this part and, get this part more views for the next part, like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what other what tips you want to see in the comment section, and peace out.